Hey, this is Justin Folan, and I'm going to be doing my first presentation on Caribbean Run. So, what is Caribbean Run? It is a top-down 2D strategy piracy game. The player's objective is to navigate the seas in each level, to find, attack, and loot the merchant ships in the area. But the player must be cautious as there are hidden dangers in these seas. Players will have to come face to face with enemy pirates, Royal Navy, and sea monsters that they must defend themselves against and survive. Once the player reaches its goal at the end of each level, they will be able to purchase upgrades and more ships for their fleets. Now, the player's goal is to basically become the greatest, most renowned pirate of all among all the seas. So, as we spoke about earlier, the antagonizing forces. First, you have to deal with enemy pirates. Other enemy pirates that are trying to steal your loot, of course. As well as attack the other merchants that are within the level. So, basically, it's kind of a race against you versus them to try and get as many of the merchants that are in each level. Then you have the Royal Navy, which are there to just try and arrest you, try to destroy you, try to keep you from attacking other merchants. And then, of course, you have the ever-elusive sea monsters. These guys will appear randomly, and basically, if you're not strong enough, you're probably going to get wiped out. And one of the interesting things about this game is that if you happen to lose all your ships, if you don't have the gold to buy another ship, or buy more ships, I should say, then the game is basically over for you, because there's really no other way for you to make money in the game. So that means you have to start all over from the beginning. So you kind of have to strategize as to whether or not you go with the different decisions that you have to make, which is attack, evade, and upgrade. So the first decision is to attack. The player has to decide whether or not they're going to attack in the first place. Do they want to risk it? If they come up against a sea monster, the Navy, or other pirates, are they gonna want to actually attack and risk, their fleets? The second decision would be to evade. It goes along with the attack, but it's also along the lines of, do they think they have what it takes to take on whoever it is that they're trying to take on? If not, they need to decide whether or not they're going to evade and survive. And then the main decision is going to be upgrades. Upgrading your fleet, upgrading each of your individual ships, making them stronger, more powerful, buying more ships for your fleet, things like that. So the theme of Caribbean Run is piracy. Your main goal is to collect money and build up basically an army of pirate ships and own the world. There are a few other similar games. You got Pirateers, you got Seven Seas Saga. I haven't really found any that really kind of go into depth of all the different things. Most of these are multiplayer games. But to go along with the theme is you also have a casual strategy. You have to strategize as to whether or not you're going to make the decisions that you're going to make. Now, the perspective, as I stated earlier, is a 2D top-down view, but it's also going to have 3D objects. So, it still makes it 2D, but just a little bit more intricate in detail. So, the risks and possibilities. The biggest risk is going to be implementing multiple AI model types. And that would be, the Navy, the pirates and of course the sea monsters, being that there is going to be, the enemy pirates need to decide, they have to basically weigh whether or not to go against the player or to continue trying to hunt down the merchants within the game. So either way, just a bunch of different AI model types that need to be implemented. And then there's also the possible implementation of multiplayer mode. The possibilities of this game can be pretty great, especially with the upgrade system and the different level challenges as they increase in levels. So that's my game. That's my pitch. Thanks for hearing me out and listening to what I got to say. Thank you.